Good morning. Welcome to the DFA's celebration of the 2017 International Humanitarian Law, or IHL Day. To start our program, may we call on Assistant Secretary Bayani Mercado of the Office of United Nations and International Organizations to give us his welcome remarks.
Chair and CEO of the Philippine Red Cross, our boss, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, International and 2017 Chair of the ISL Committee, Defense Secretary Philippine Red Co-Chair of the ISL Committee, and the Secretary of the Education Committee of Human Rights, Mr. Boris Kelesevich of the ICRC, other members of the ISL Committee, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the launching of this photo and video exhibit, which is part of this commemorative activities on International Humanitarian Law or IHL Day, which is celebrated every month. International Humanitarian Law is a set of rules that seek to limit the effects of armed conflict, protects people who are not able or no longer participating in hostilities. It also restricts the means and methods of warfare. The Philippines is a signatory to the four Geneva Conventions and their two protocols relating to international humanitarian law. Executive Order Number 134, Series of 1999, created ISL Committee, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, and the Secretary of National Defense, alternating as chair. Its members include the Presidential Committee on Human Rights, OPAC, PILG, DOJ, DepEd, AFP, PNP, Coast Guard, CSR, ICRC, Malay Rehabilitation Inc., GRP Monitoring Committee for Car Rail, and the Philippine Coalition for the International Court. In December 2009, Congress enacted the Public Act No. 9851, the Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, Genocide, and other crimes against humanity, to implement ISL in the country. Our celebration of ISL Day for this year is marked by a number of commemorative activities. Last Saturday, the Philippine Red Cross hosted a well-attended run for humanity. I understand more than 1,000 participated in this event. Today, as chair of this year's ISL observance, the DFA is hosting a photo and video exhibit, and on the 18th, a seminar on international humanitarian law. The exhibit today shows images of the history of International Humanitarian Red Cross, which is the primary international organization that provides protection and humanitarian assistance for victims of armed conflict. The images also depict how IHL is involved in the Philippines, including the work of Philippine Red Cross volunteers and our armed forces assisting civilian victims of conflict. This exhibit is our sincere hope that we are all reminded of our humanity even in times of war. Thank you and enjoy the rest of today's program.
Thank you, Assistant Secretary Mercado. We'd like to call on Undersecretary Severo Catura, Executive Director of the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat, to read the IHO message from the Office of Executive Secretary Salvador Gildea, Chair of the Presidential Human Rights Committee.
Thank you very much, Dean, for that very kind introduction. Good morning, everyone. Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano, sir, good morning. Secretary Philippine Red Cross, Senator Richard Gordon, Sir Boris Kelesevich of the ICRC. Special shout out to Ambassador Mercado and his staff at the UNEO for organizing this activity. my fellow workers in government, especially the members of the ad hoc committee for the observers of this year's IHL. I'm honored to, and of course our guests, I'm pleased and privileged to deliver the message of the Executive Secretary in his capacity as Chairman of the Presidential Human Rights Committee. August 12 of every year marks our nation's observance of International Humanitarian Law, or IHL Day. This observance is anchored on Executive Order Number 134, Series of 1999, which articulates the Philippines' commitment as a state party to the 4 Geneva Conventions of 1949. In 2009, we translated this same commitment to Republic Act Number 9851, which defined and penalized crimes and violation of IHL. We observe IHL this year with the theme, Pagsulong ng International Humanitarian Law, Pananagutan ng Lahat, for the promotion of IHL is a shared responsibility of all. Encourage that our adherence to it can be seen in the manner we protect with purpose and tenacity our people in a time of crisis such as that we face in Marawi today. In its last situation report, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Center revealed that acts by the terrorist Maute group account for the displacement of some 116,000 families, or roughly 528,000 individuals from their communities in Marawi City. In response, we have reinforced all relevant programs and mechanisms to ensure our people's safety and security. Some 89 evacuation centers now serve as temporary shelters to 5,000 families or some 27,000 individuals. Support services for the center's evacuees range from family food packs, hygiene kits, and medicines to education for children and young adults, psychosocial counseling, and training for livelihood. These support measures are complemented by proper management of resources, which include equitable food rationing and visibility of security authorities. The whereabouts of some 99,000 families consisting of 443,000 individuals outside of evacuation centers are regularly monitored in 378 barangays for their safety and security and for the provision of food and medical assistance as well. And beyond these various support services, is the special protection given to the most vulnerable groups that have been affected: the women, children, persons with disability, indigenous peoples, and other persons. The ongoing conflict has surfaced the inhumanity of terrorism. Civilians have been held hostage, used as shields, and killed with no remorse whatsoever. Schools have been used as strongholds, and churches vandalized. But brutal the enemy may be, we have not resorted to acts of vengeful retaliation. Rather, our brave men and women in uniform have acted with professionalism and integrity and performed their roles as true defenders of the right to life and liberty, ever respectful of the rule of law. The conflict in Marawi will end soon, and our government is preparing for its gradual restoration. Last June 28, President Duterte, through Administrative Order Number 8, created Task Force Bangon Marawi for the recovery, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of the area. The creation of this task force comes on the heels of the President's directive to earmark some 20 billion pesos as rehabilitation fund, with 5 billion and 10 billion to be released this year and in 2018 respectively. After all that they have endured, our brethren in Marawi deserve no less than this. Indeed, these challenges we confront and prevail upon today make for a meaningful and relevant observance of IHL Day 2017. Signed, Salvador C. Medaldea, Executive Secretary and Chairman of the Presidential Human Rights Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Undersecretary Ventura. And now, please help me welcome the Chairperson Chairperson and Chief Executive Officer of the Philippine Red Cross, Senator Richard Gordon, to give us his IHL message for this year's celebration.
Thank you very much. Let me greet my good friend, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, former Senator Peter Cayetano. Of course, the Secretary of National Defense, esteemed Secretary Philippine Red Cross. Undersecretary Captura, certainly our friends here, Secretary General Oscar Valabiao. We greet also the Deputy Head of the Delegation of the Philippines, the ICRC for Asia and Pacific, Mr. Boris Captain Canepchevich. Of course, USEC Ricardo David, and our head of IHL and local sector, Manny, my fellow citizens, distinguished members of the DFA community, great pleasure and honor to be here to be allowed to make some welcome remarks on behalf of the Red Cross and on behalf of the movement of the International Red Cross. As you know, the Red Cross was born in 1863, so we are 164 years old, a little older than Pedro Lozano. Nonetheless, it's always a welcome treat to know that the Philippines is one of the most exemplary nations insofar as international humanitarian law. So we have another law over and above the law that was ratified very recently, the International Convention on International Humanitarian Law. I'm privileged to have authored the Republic of 1951. So we are the only nation perhaps in the world with a domestic international humanitarian law and an international humanitarian law. We are also the only country in the world that celebrates international humanitarian law. Thanks to an executive order 134 issued by then President Estrada and being continued by every president heartily, we are a great exemplar of the only nation that actually celebrates and does international humanitarian law. Your Red Cross movement goes to every camp, even goes to the other side of the armed groups to inform them about international humanitarian law. War passed rules, and there's nobody exempted from them. There's no prescription period for criminality created under violations of international humanitarian law. That is why I'm extremely proud to stand here, because President Duterte continues his wonderful effort at trying to make sure that everybody understands international humanitarian law in this country. We have a little war going on in Marawi, and for a long while we've had an insurgency, if you will, and because of that, we always try to make sure that not only we spread the principles of international humanitarian law, which everybody in the DFA, everybody needs to know, because under the law of creating the Red Cross, every Filipino should be a member of the Red Cross. It's important that we realize that, because we're an archipelagic country subject to momentary conflicts in our different items. And because of that, we in the Red Cross, especially the Philippine Red Cross, have undertaken to make sure that we are, as an auxiliary of the government, are always present in non-international humanitarian conflicts, such as the one we have in Marawi right now. We have already set up a little hospital in the camp in Cagayan de Oro. We are very, very high on distribution of water. We have 4 container trucks from the very beginning distributing water to the various camps. We have distributed food and water together with the ICRC as our partners and our other national societies. The IFRC, we have been able to set up a lot of other things like doctors, nurses, volunteers who handle everything from ministering to the people who are wounded, providing them blood. We have provided all the blood practically since the conflict started, and we are there ready to provide more. And certainly our people have put up creature comforts for our brother Muslims and brothers who are affected by the conflict. We have even put up, portalets, something that we have not done on a wide scale, but this has been done on a a wide scale in this particular conflict. To alleviate human suffering and to provide human dignity, certainly one of the tenets of the Red Cross movement. We also created showers, jerry-rig showers that have privacy for male and female in the evacuation centers, and there are several evacuation centers servicing through the government all the effort at trying to alleviate human suffering and trying to make sure that we in the Red Cross, especially, and I take great pains, and sometimes I'm really in pain because I've disciplined myself not to go there because I'm a high visibility public official. Although I'm in the Red Cross, I also occupy the position of senator. I allowed and made sure that our people are on the ground, making sure that they equip themselves to see to it that our humanitarian effort, our impartiality, our neutrality, and our independence, and our other values such as voluntarism, unity, and universality is put up there. If I were to go there, I'm sure the military would try to provide escorts, and I don't need escorts. I've done that before, but I don't want to bother themselves with it. But more importantly, I want to make sure that there is no confusion on the part of the armed groups that the Red Cross is indeed a neutral, impartial, and independent humanitarian international organization. I feel great pride in the fact that every year we have a debate on international humanitarian law. I want to tell our friends in the ICRC that we are a country that always has a national debate on international humanitarian law all the way up to the Supreme Court. That's where they argue in the courts that are at. Our college of law, different colleges of laws in the country participate in that. And I want to tell all of those in the DFA, and I'm sure you're aware of this, that your Senate, through your representative, Senator Gordon, authored a resolution that was the first, if not the only, resolution in the whole country, the whole world, that endorsed the dismantling and, you end up making an effort at making sure that nuclear weapons are no longer, utilized in any conflict and are in fact dismantled. That is an idealistic move, but nonetheless it's a principle move. So international humanitarian law can also be a very, very important role in helping. In fact, it has always been from the very beginning, from the start of 1863, when the Red Cross movement was formulated. A number of soldiers, a number of people throughout the world owe a lot to the movement of international humanitarian law, because if you go to our offices in Geneva, and I urge you to do that, go to the museum and you'll find all the lists of the missing persons in most of the world wars, particularly World War I and World War II, and we have millions practically of files that will show you that we try to make sure that we restore family links. And we still do that here in this conflict. Our people have restored family links within families that were separated when the conflict started. We pray heartily that everybody make sure that we are there to all the parties observe international humanitarian law principles, and we're happy that the government has been very exemplary, particularly our armed forces, in making sure that there are no violations that we know of in terms of international humanitarian law so far. And we expect that to be as such. And because of that, I feel very proud to stand with the men and women of the DFA and to celebrate with us the International Humanitarian Law Day. And certainly I'm proud that the President himself has sent his Undersecretary of representing the Executive Secretary here, certainly my good friends, Secretary Cayetano and Secretary Del Ranzana, to be here and celebrate this event with us. We celebrate it day by day. It is not just a fiesta that we do every year in our country and forget about it. It is not a holiday. It is something that we must inculcate in our hearts and in our minds, that international humanitarian law justifies and makes sure that we, as God's creatures, practice humanitarian movements here in the world. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Senator. May we request the Senator to stay on stage? I would like to request the Senator to stay on stage to be joined by Philippine Red Cross Secretary General Oscar Calabiag for the handover of a donation to Marawi City by the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Alan Peter Cayetano, to be joined by Assistant Secretary Bayani Mercado. The donation is an amount of 50,000 pesos from the Department of Foreign Affairs Multi-Purpose Cooperative, headed by Assistant Secretary Mercado.
I deliberately did not announce the donation until I have the money. But nonetheless, we thank you all, and certainly this will go a long way in making sure that the aid we need to give our brethren is attained. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Senator Borland and Secretary Cayetano. Moving on with our program, let's hear from the co-chair of the IHL Ad Hoc Committee to give us his remarks for this year's celebration, Secretary of the Department of National Defense, Honorable Delphine Lorenzana.
Secretary Cayetano of the DFA, Senator Gordon, Chairman of the International Red Cross, the Secretary Secretary of the Students of Human Rights Committee, Mr. Boris Felicis, the Deputy Head of Delegation ICRC, Secretary General Jose Antonio Carlos Mukri, Philippines International Humanitarian Law for Soldiers, officers on staff of the DFA, other guests present, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Every year we organize a series of activities nationwide to raise public awareness of international humanitarian law, or the IHL. The International Humanitarian Law, otherwise known as the Geneva Conventions of 1949, is a set of rules that aim to mitigate the scale of suffering of those who are not part of the conflict or those who can no longer fight. Our country adheres to this law that addresses humanitarian concerns in situations of armed conflict, hence this year's commemoration. The Department of Defense is very much aware that compliance to the IHL becomes even more urgent now as conflicts flare up in different parts of the country, such as what is happening now in Marawi. Now, human rights violations is actually a very touchy subject for Philippines. Understandably so, because we are being hit by human rights violations cases. Right. When I was, this is I think this one is, when I was battalion commander in Davao City, 1987-89, I think the Convention on Human Rights was just organized for gaining the law. And so we were having some problems with the Human Rights Commission. And my soldiers came to me and said, you know, the soldiers do not really have a big grasp of what's happening on the ground or what the law is. So they told me, Sir, bakit pagkat tayo ang nakakapatay or we inflict some casualties on the enemy side, we are hit with human rights violation. Human rights. Pagkat tayo namamatay or they hit us and we will kill is for life. So you have to understand the mentality of the soldiers. So I told them, you know why? Because we are really human rights violators. And for them to hear this from a commander, I said, what? And I said, yes. Look at what these people, some soldiers are doing. They go into the barangay, you see a chicken they want to eat, you will buy it and the farmer said, no, I will not see it because that's the only thing I have. Shoot it. And leave behind 100 pesos to go away. That is human rights violation. You go to a barangay, you humiliate the barangay captain in front of those people, that is human rights violation. That's why I said, the lowest elements did not take the oath of office like you. When you enter this service, you said you are going to defend and support the Constitution. And what is the most important part of the Constitution? The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights says, no person shall be deprived of his life, liberty, or property without due process. So if all the commanders in the field will go down talk to the people like this, I assure you, soldiers will not commit human rights violations. We assure the entire Filipino people and international community that no breaches in the observance of the international humanitarian law that committed or will ever be committed by our soldiers in Malawi. That is why we take with concern, very much concern, some of the allegations that some of people threatened some of the girls there with rape. We have investigated that and we do not have any, we found that they are not true. We also investigated the allegation that some of our soldiers looted the houses of those who were vacated by the residents. Our soldiers operate within the bounds of law, keeping in mind the sole duty of protecting the Republic and the entire Filipino people in accordance to the Constitution and other laws of the land. In case any violation will be committed, the violator will deal with it accordingly. We'll make sure that those who are responsible, the officers above them, will be held to account and face the consequences of their acts. Our soldiers in Malawi and even the reserve force, not only Malawi but all over the country, are trained to observe humanitarian law. They know that they are duty bound to protect the persons who are not and no longer participating in the hostilities. We take all measures to ensure respect for our international humanitarian law. Maraming salamat po at naway maging makatuluhan ang ating pagdiriwang sa araw.
Thank you, Secretary Lorenzana. And now, to give us his initial message for this year's celebration, ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Alan Peter Cayetano.
Morning, everybody. Since we did not, for one reason or the other, have our prayer this morning, may I request that we have bow our heads for 1 minute silent prayer in praising and giving honor to God, and remember all those who are sacrificing lives and limb, that human rights of our people, and people around the world, are being protected. We are made, or humans are made in the image of God. So when God looks at people, He doesn't see Filipinos, Thais, Chinese, Japanese, Europeans, Americans. He sees men and women made in His image. And I think this gives us a sense of the importance of international humanitarian law and of the universality of human rights. Regardless where we were born, regardless of race, religion, social status, we were all made in the image of God. So today we honor the men and women and the organizations they represent and the members of their organization in the hard work that they do, not only during the IHL Day, but every day of their lives. Led by Senator Richard Gordon, as the chair of the Philippine Red Cross. Thank you very much, sir. Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana, Undersecretary Katura, head of the Presidential Human Rights Committee, Secretariat, SecGen Oscar Corbial of the Philippine Red Cross, Mr. Boris Kelachevich, Deputy Head Delegation of the Philippines of International Committee on Human on the Red Cross, and of course our very own ASEC Mercado. Sometimes when we talk about humanitarian law, people focus on disasters, risk management, relief, rehabilitation, and it is correct to focus on all of this because it is a time when people are most vulnerable and when people need the most help. And it is during this time that there should be no politics, bickering, or even inefficiency. But my small contribution to the discussion today is that humanitarian law dealing with the dignity of man should not be confined to disasters. Humanitarian law, like religion, is not only for Sundays. It's not only for the time that we are in church. It is for every aspect and every day of our life. It is also like national security. The Defense Secretary told you an anecdote that many of us were surprised to hear because we think that the military are always resistant to human rights. But this feeling comes from the military and the police risking their lives every day, whether they're on duty or not, whether they're in uniform or not, to protect the human rights of all Filipinos, or all of the citizens, if these are militaries from other countries. Therefore, we come here today for a short celebration and commemoration, but we hope that this is being taught to our young children in the schools, in churches, at home, because to sum it all up, or in the end, we're doing this for the next generation, and we're doing this to be next. We're doing this for the next generation, and we're doing this to be better people. Let me close by saying this because I know this personally. Senator Dick Gordon, or at least some of his family members and supporters, didn't want him to run anymore. And he was more than happy to continue serving in the Red Cross. Being there, basta't meron pong sakuna, basta't pong meron bagyo, sunog, you name it, kung anong disaster, of course, humanitarian efforts, pag may mga areas of conflict, especially sa children and women, Red Cross and Senator Dick are always, if not first, one of the first on-site and one of the most organized, not only in the Philippines, but around the world. So, but what, I don't know specifically what got him to run, but the sense I got from talking to his family, his wife in particular, and then to Mix, who is like a younger brother to Senator Gordon, Senator Mix, is that he was told, boss, isipin mo yung matutulong mo pag kinumbine mo yung pagiging senador at yung sa Red Cross. So it's not for you. You've already achieved that. You've already gotten the positions you want in life. But it's time to give. So in that sense, Senator Gordon, that's why Assistant Secretary Mercado insisted that you have to be our guest and your organization should be honored. So welcome to the DFA. Please let us know how we can assist and how we can help. And to all of you who truly honors the International Humanitarian Law, mabuhay, magandang araw, God bless.